So, I played Trails from Zero, the PS4 version, on my PS5. I know it's the inferior version, but I already have most of the Cold Steel games and the Reverie game on the PS4/5, so yeah, I just want to talk about it. Bear in mind, this is not a review or anything like that. I just want to tell you what I thought about it. Also, there's a good chance I'm gonna be all over the place, so cool. Alright, I guess we'll start with the title screen's theme song. Even to someone as new to the series as I am, I can already tell it's a classic. I can only imagine how someone who hears it, who played this when it was first released, and has stuck around to see the series grow, must feel. But it's not just the theme for the title screen, the music throughout the game is amazing. Songs like Get Over the Barrier, Trinity, Arrest the Criminal, A Light Illuminating the Depths, Formidable Enemy, these are all certified bangers. Now, the intro of the game has you meet your members of the SSS, Special Support Section of the CPD Crossbell Police Department. Are you keeping up? The Triple S are kind of like bracers. They take requests from the people of Crossbell in order to make them believe in the Crossbell Police Department again, because they seem to have lost trust and faith in them because it's corrupt, and the bracers are doing a better job at helping them. And that's the thing, the more you play, the more you see how messed up Crossbell really is. The pace of the game isn't bad either. I know it's the first game of an arc, which according to most is usually the slower game. It has to build the characters, the world, and the plot, but Zero did not feel slow. I think I beat the game in like 37 hours, and by the end of it, I wasn't fatigued at all, if that makes sense. I guess we can talk about the characters here. I like the fact that the main cast is only 4 people. I think 4 or 5 people for a main cast is perfect. 7, 8, or 9 is slightly pushing it. You have Lloyd, the certified good boy detective, Ellie, the one who has doubts about being in the Triple S, also not confirmed in Zero, but heavily implied, Lloyd's love interest. There's Tio, the quiet younger sister who's great with technology, and Randy, the older brother who has a way with the ladies. The moment that made me like this group of characters is when Ellie was having second thoughts about staying in the SSS, Triple S. She was thinking about quitting and returning to her grandfather to help him with his mayor stuff. Lloyd, being the nice guy that he is, goes up to the roof and cheers her up. I thought, yeah, that's nice, cheesy, corny, but sweet. Then the character Ellie told Lloyd exactly what I had just thought of, and it made me chuckle a bit. Tio and Randy kind of poke fun at them, saying they're dating and how far did they go and stuff like that. It felt like the characters were actually friends. Speaking of Randy and Tio, those two shine throughout the second half of the story. Both of them, by the end of the game, were my favorite characters. Like I said, Randy's a chilled, funny, kind of a playboy type of guy, but over the course of the game, you see that he's hiding something about himself. Eventually his past does come out, not willingly, and you're like, oh damn. But Tio's character, great. Her entire backstory ties her well with Lloyd and his older brother and the actual main plot of the game. You see why she's kind of quiet and lacks some emotion. You see why she ended up back in Crossbell in the SSS. She's also linked to the D, therefore G cult. Yes, there is a religious cult. They kidnapped her, they took her to a lodge. She was experimented on along with other children. Yeah, her backstory, kind of tragic. Some other characters, the Chief and Dudley, were kind of cool. They kept saying that Lloyd's brother was a great detective and how he and Arios used to work together. That was kind of cool, now that Arios is a bracer. Also, Arios at some point used the 8 leaves, 1 blade, second form Gale move, just like Green. Oh, and the little girl, Kia, I think that was her name. We find her in the Schwarzer auction, which, by the way, in my opinion, is a highlight of the game. Everything about her character is a mystery. I mean, towards the end of the game, she sort of falls into the background and isn't really focused on. Obviously, I believe going into the second game, Trails to Azure, she's gonna be more of a prominent role, but this brings me to a trio of characters that threw me for a loop. As I was playing and watching their part of the story unfold, but also kind of come to a close, made me realize that maybe I should have started with Trails in the Sky. Estelle, Joshua, and Ren. I'm assuming the moment at the end of the game when their arc, I guess you could say, comes to a close is supposed to be an impactful, emotional moment, but I felt nothing. That's when I realized that playing these games in release order is probably the best way to play them. If I don't, I'm pretty sure there's going to be other moments and references throughout the series that just fly over my head. I realized I did not talk about the battle system at all, so trust me, it's good. I actually like the combo S-crafts, and when support characters actually jump in battle at random times with heals or stat increases. I'm sure you noticed I have not spoiled everything, some stuff, sure, but not everything, just in case if by some random chance someone who hasn't played the games is watching, you know? And yeah, I know I'm still new to this entire series, but yes, I would recommend playing Trails from Zero. However, I'd play them in order of release. If not, you could start with Cold Steel 1. After finishing it, I think it's a good entry point, but if not, start from the very beginning with Trails in the Sky first chapter. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and start playing Trails in the Sky. Might take a bit to catch up, but eventually I'll get it done. If I were to give this a score out of 10, not that it really matters, just my opinion, 8.5, 9 out of 10. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Drop a like, drop a sub. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.